to discuss the massive labor shortage we keep hearing about on the news and in the papers everywhere. I have a theory that it's not that we have a labor shortage, but, and I got this from Jeff Snyder and Emil Kalinowski's podcast, Eurodollar University, where they were talking about a market clearing wage. In other words, what wage would it cost the employers to pay the employees to get them to come back to work? Well, I decided to break this down and just see how much the government did pay last year for people to stay home in what they call pandemic relief. So let's dive right in. This is a chart of M2 money supply. You can find this on the Federal Reserve's website, and anybody that studies economics knows what it is. M2 is your broad money. It's money in circulation. What we have here is it goes up, 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 and then we get to March 2020 at the CARES Act, and it just goes parabolic, like Buzz Lightyear, straight to the moon. What does this do for inflation? Well, we got all this money. It's come out in stimulus checks. This didn't go to big banks, or it didn't go out to the stock market. This went straight to people's bank accounts. Well, just how much went to each person's bank account? We get over here. As of right now, we have 10 million jobs open in the U.S., which is down from 11 million in August, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Paid people $600 extra unemployment, that if you were furloughed or decided just not to work, to stay home. In the state I live in Tennessee, unemployment is $275 a week if you can draw full unemployment. So when we couple that with the rent and mortgage forbearance that they sent out, that they fixed to where people didn't have to pay their rents, they didn't have to pay their mortgage payments till all of it was over. Then all the stimulus checks that Uncle Sam sent in on the helicopter money coming in straight to people's bank accounts. And you wonder why people won't go back to work. Well, let's see. Just how much did they pay people to stay home? You got your $600 federal pandemic relief. You have your $275 unemployment from the state. That's $875 a week in total government assistance. If we were to see what it would take on a 40-hour work week to make $875, you take $875, you divide it by 40. That's the equivalent of paying someone $21.88 an hour to stay home. Now we've heard Bernie Sanders and AOC and the left saying they want a $15 minimum wage. Well, how did they get it? The $600 a week adds up to $15 an hour. So they were paying you $15 an hour when minimum wage was $7.50 an hour to stay home. That's double minimum wage. Since what's the rent forbearance? How much does that add to each person's pocketbook each week or each month? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics again, the average mortgage payment in the U.S. is $1,275 on a 30-year note. So not only were we paying them $21.88 an hour to stay home if they'd worked a 40-hour week to get the same amount, but also allowed them to keep $1,275 they would normally otherwise had to pay out each week, each month in their bank account as well. So what's the market clearing wage? Around here they're paying $11, $12, $13 an hour, and we still can't get nobody to work. You still can't get restaurants open past 10 p.m. and even in the truck stops. And as most people know, I drive a semi-truck and I'm all over the country a lot of times. And there's places, if you ain't stopped by 10 o'clock at night, you ain't getting nothing to eat. You better have it with you, or you better be willing, or better hope they've got something on the roller grill, because there ain't, most of the time the restaurants and truck stops are closed at 10 p.m. Won't open back up till next morning. Some of them won't open up till dinner the next day. And they claim they can't get no help. Well, here's why they can't get no help. When you're paying people $21.88 to stay home an hour, you can't expect them to go back to work for $8 or $9 an hour. They're just not going to do it. And with the price of everything going up, with inflation going up, and with everything costing more, they're definitely not going back for $8 or $9 an hour. Especially not if they can get money to stay home. So there you go, folks. There's the reason we have a labor shortage.